how to build your network as a VC.
Hello everyone, I hope everyone is having fun, of course. So it's a good speech, especially earlier, and startup pitches, right? Do you want to invest in them, by the way?
There were some actually quite interesting startups. I was rooting, I forgot the name, but for the first startup that was pitching, I think they have a very interesting business case, business model. So, but we had not really a startup that won because it's a mature company that's generating millions of revenue. So, but congratulations to them for winning. Yeah, it was awesome.
Exactly, and I was so proud because one of the startups there, we actually mentored them last 2 months ago. So I'm just proud of them. So shout out, guys, by the way. Next is, of course, before anything else, please introduce yourself, guys. So, guys, there's empty seats here. You can sit here in front. So let's enjoy this panel and afternoon. Please introduce yourself.
So yeah, thank you everyone. So my name is Anton Golub. I'm a venture partner at Full Stack VC. We are a crypto VC investing in early stage companies, so pre-seed, seed series A, in broad spectrum, crypto and Web3 companies. And I also run a DAO in Switzerland called Swiss Asset DAO, focused on real world investments.
Oh, you do a lot of things as well. All right, so how about you? Can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello, my name is Nick. Thank you for inviting me for this panel discussion. Thank you for inviting me. I would like to introduce myself. So, I have been involving in blockchain and Web3 space about 3 years. And during this time, I'm working as a research partner in a Web3 venture capital firm called SINOFY. We have helped dozens of projects to build build a business, sorry, build a business development, project management, and marketing needs. So a few months ago, SINOFY merged with 𝐶W Labs. 𝐶W Labs is analytics and research venture. We are building. We have helped different projects with tokenomics, with go-to-market strategies, with tokenomics, business models, and something like this. And also, I participate in Off-Chain Global. It's a community with crypto enthusiasts in 50 countries around the world.
Okay, guys, so he said that whenever you need anything, if you're an aspiring business builder in the space, he can definitely help when it comes to tokenomics, when it comes to the structures, and of course, at the same time, he's been and partnered with 50 countries. So thank you so much. So, of course, the first question that I have, the topic that we have is how to build your network as a VC. I'll be giving you a heads up, guys. Being a VC is fun and at the same time sad, But of course, being a VC as well can make you a lot of money, investment, right? Not a financial advice, of course, for you to be a VC, but at the same time, if you actually wanting to help many people, many aspiring entrepreneurs, you can definitely help a lot being a venture capital. So the first question, where did you start as a VC, by the way? How did you build your network as a VC?
Yeah, so as a VC, you actually have to build two networks. So the first network is actually among the crypto startups that are hot deals that you want to invest in. And just to mention, as a VC, it's not hard to build network among startups in general, because if I just walk around here and I say I'm a VC and I'm investing money, I'll have 100 people coming to me and pitching stuff, So that's not really that difficult. But the difficulty is actually how do I get into the good deals, How do I actually invest into the top companies? And there are two ways how you can do that, how you can network yourself around. either I know the founders myself personally, due to maybe we have a track record together, or I got introduced to them and I managed to build a relationship and a track record. Or actually it's just somebody brings me along as a co-investor. So this is actually how you get into good deals and how I get my network among the startups. But even more important network that I have to build is among investors that invest into my fund. Because if I don't get any money, then the startups don't get any money. So it's really, really key actually to build a network among the professional institutional investors. And there I actually have the same challenges that actually startups have. So I need to get on the radar of fund of funds, family offices, high net worth individuals, institutional investors. And this is very much a relationship building. So they need to get to know me. They need to understand what's my narrative, what's my thesis, what makes me so special. And in the end, they will wonder, how do I get access to the hot deals? Because they're delegating this investment process to me, and I need to prove them that I can get into the best deals and that my startup investments will all become unicorns, you know? So that's very much relationship building, and it's very painful, by the way.
It is painful. How about you? I want to know your journey, how you started building your network as a VC.
About 2 years ago, we, with our friends, founded 𝐶𝐸 Labs. It's a small venture fund. We analyze different startups, build our networking with founders of these projects, because we travel a lot around Asia and participate in 40 different crypto meetups and conferences around the world, and in Asia region, in Malaysia, in Thailand, in Indonesia. And so after that we had a lot of connections, and we would like to start in our investments. And I would like to introduce you one of our cases when we built strong connections with one of DeFi protocol. And after our investments, we had about 100-fold return of investments. It was an interesting project in DeFi 2.0 sphere. And when we had a lot of, after that, we are merged with SINOFY. So after that, we helped a lot of different startups to build these projects, and we had a lot of Asian connections. And last year we helped to we have about raised over $1.5 million in projects where we're building as advisors.
So, who's a VC here, by the way? None? Who's a VC? No one wants to admit they're a VC. You'll be hunted by startups, by the way. Just kidding. But anyway, thank you so much for sharing your journey. So me too, I actually have my own small capital. I'm not like you guys that actually had like too many money, for example, an 𝐒𝐿𝐴 brands or any other hedge funds out there. But when it comes to building networks, I started out as an entrepreneur, building my events company. So how to build your network? Of course, events. Events are a powerful way for you to be able to build your network as a VC as well, you know? And then second, the second thing, always put yourself out there online, you know? Because a lot of people are using their cell phones. Even here in the Philippines, almost even our grandmothers are actually using our cell phones, right? So put yourself out there, guys. If you're an aspiring VC, how to build your network, because you'll never know. One day, you have the perfect partner when it comes to your Twitter messages, right? I don't know, because sometimes it's in spam, right? Spam messages, the right partner comes along for you to be able to build your network. Because it's not just about money. It's about actually building the right connections, sharing the same values, right? as building this project to make it successful. So next question. This is regarding with your investments, right? Can you tell us more about which projects you're investing in?
So there are a couple of narratives that are very attractive to us, given the current market cycles. And so it's not a big secret like they're in a bear market. So kind of the solutions and the hype that was attached to the previous cycle are not so attractive, you know, where we are at the moment. So, but we have a couple of very attractive fields that we're looking at. So first one is actually investments into real world assets. So what's happening there, why this is interesting for us as a thesis, is because at the beginning actually of the crypto journey, of the crypto ecosystem, you had a lot of liquidity coming from the traditional world into the crypto world. So you had people buying your Bitcoins, your Ethers, and so on. And a lot of liquidity has been built up in the crypto industry. Now you have actually a lot of players there who want to access the real world. So to give you an example of that, MakerDAO, which is one of the biggest crypto projects in the world, they invested actually, they have a big treasury, and they invested $800 million into treasuries, into US treasuries. So there's a lot of projects in the crypto space that are looking to take liquidity from the crypto world and deploy it in the real world, quote unquote, and get their returns there. And now when they need to do that, they need to have infrastructure to enable that. They need to have paying agents, they need to have crypto banks, they need to have custodians, they need to have actually securities accounts. So there's a lot of rails that you need to create to connect the crypto world, so to speak, and bring that liquidity into the real world. So this is our first thesis. Then the second thesis that I'm extremely excited about is actually something you touched upon, is decentralized social networks. So today, actually, we realize the big power that social networks have. I mean, Facebook and Twitter know me better than my parents know me, than my friends know me, because they have all the data what I'm doing. So they have this big power, but I have nothing from that power.
How about like a project like decentralized engagement?
Which we had actually, and that's why I was rooting for them to win actually, because I think it's a very powerful way how I can not only control my data, but also monetize what I'm doing when I'm generating that data. So, and just to say like very openly, there's a couple of very interesting projects like that. The most well-known now being Lens Protocol. So Lens Protocol, founded by the founder of Aave, which is the most well-known collateralized lending platform on Ethereum. They launched Lens Protocol, so you kind of have the decentralized version of Twitter there. You have a decentralized version of YouTube there called LensTube. And they're building this ecosystem, but very importantly, Lens Protocol is positioning itself as an infrastructure player, which is what's interesting for us. So to actually open up the topics, these two theses are very interesting for us.
Thank you so much. Actually, I'm also waiting for Lens Protocol's big announcement.
Hopefully an airdrop also very soon.
Exactly. How about you? So what are the type of projects that you're investing in?
As a SINOFY venture fund, last year we invested in different projects. We like to invest in infrastructure projects like Curator. It's an analyze platform like CoinMarketCap, but with analytics from the community. We invested in House of Hamsters, is a project in poker sphere, and we invested in different gamify projects like Formacar Crypto. It's a mobile racing game. So we invest in different interesting trend areas of crypto as a DeFi too.
Thank you so much. So very interesting points on what you touched. So of course, it's important for us to know. I've been a founder of a GameFi project. I stepped down recently. So we raised around $2.4 million. And it's backed by Crypto.com. And I hope it'll be successful with the acquisition with the next company. But of course, the next question that I have, me as a founder, of course, how are you building the relationship between founders?
Yeah, so just to mention, when you as a founder are trying to build a relationship with a VC, yeah, it's really what we actually want to see. Two things is actually that you have the right team, because I'm also a founder, and for my experiences, you can tell me you have a great idea, a great business model, and then 5 years later, I look at your deck and I say, you're not doing the same thing you did when you told me. So things change. if you have any experience as an investor, you know that's the case. But people are the ones who adapt to that change. People are the ones who realize, okay, what we're doing is not working. We need to change. We need to pivot. We need to find clients. And I'm literally relying on people to solve all of these problems. So I really need to get to know you and figure out that you're actually the right person, that you can bridge all of these challenges, that you're not taken aback, that you can, bring other investors, actually, and bring in great team members as well. So you're not only great as a person, but you can build a great team around you. So this is, I think, one of the key things, but nothing is more important than traction. So if I don't know you, but you actually show me like, hey, look, in 1 year, we went from 0 to 1 million in revenues, I'm immediately interested because I know how difficult that is. Actually, I was also a founder like you for several times. So if you can show me traction, the relationship gets built very fast, So let's say like that.
Exactly. So, where's the startups here earlier, guys? Are you listening, by the way? So anyway, it's very important because as a founder, of course, this can be your option as well. For example, you're successful already when it comes to the project you're building, but you also want to help other entrepreneurs out there or other startups. So it's very important for you to know how for you to be able to build your network. So for me, personal branding is really important, right? So even VCs, even the founders in VCs, right? So Animoca brands, how many billions of dollars are actually there investing in projects? Yet you can see Yatsu, right? He has personal branding. He's very visible in all events, right? And then, of course, the PR is so good. So that's the combination of everything. How to build your network, how to be powerful. It needs to be balanced. PR, building the right network through events with the right people. Because of course, not all events are very, very valuable, right? You need to actually hunt for the best partners out there. Thank you so much. How about you? What's your insight on that?
Social networks help us to build our network, our strong relations with different VCs, different angel investors and founders of different startups and projects. And we like to use crypto Twitter, and we like to use LinkedIn. So we write different articles, posts, and build our connections in LinkedIn. I think it's one of the key points to build a great network. The second key point is participate in different Web3 events around the world, because you can meet with different interesting people from different kind of projects. About 3 months ago, I met with Rich Robinson from Animoca Brands. It's a great guy. It was in Bali, and in Indonesia.
Is it Rich Robinson?
Yeah.
Oh, I met him
Yeah.
as well in Thailand.
Yeah, it's a great guy. So in Indonesia is very strong crypto community. So we with our friends and with our colleagues travel around Asia and just participate in different events and met with different interesting guys. So we focused on building strong relations with interesting people in Asia. So that's why it's our key point for working.
So there is a connotation between venture capitals and basically there's this one VCs who's actually trending right. I don't want to say who that VC is, but he's being bashed because he's being speculated to actually just offering marketing services. So what can you say about that, and what's your advice for the startups or the VCs out there?
So, I mean, the question is like here, what's the added value from the VC beyond capital? So first, if a VC cannot bring you capital, then they're not a VC, just to say it like that, actually. Because if they offer you other things, that's basically, they kind of are exchanging their work, for equity or token allocations. And then if they're VC and then they're offering you side services, then they're even offering you things that they're not good at actually. Because if I say I'm a VC, you assume that I'm an expert in investing and fundraising and raising capital. But if I offer you marketing, then you would say, hey, how does that add up together? So then the question is, what VCs then can add value beyond capital? They can bring in other investors. So if they're a lead investor, there's going to be the one calling around and telling people, join me on this deal because we need a 5 million round and I will put 2.5 and I need 2.5 more and where are my best friends who are going to co-invest. So I convince them that this is a great deal. And then beyond that, what I can do is actually, if I have a good network, I can help you, not even with hiring, but I can make an introduction to an interesting person and then you can talk to them if you want to hire them. And in special occasions, I can help with client acquisition. But again, it's just an introduction. A VC cannot get a client for you. VC cannot do your sales job, but they can make it easier or help you. And I think, like you mentioned, a very important part, if a VC has a very good brand and they trust you as a founder, as a company, that good brand can kind of spill over you. So they can say, oh, you know who invested into me? And then they point at you and say, oh, this is my investor. And I say, wow, you convinced her to invest in you? That's amazing.
Yes, of course. It's just like a reputation already, right? So once you actually incorporate your name to a startup, to a company, they're going to have the benefits already that can see, especially when a company actually worked hard. For example, AIBC or Sigma already worked hard for several years and partnered with someone. So it means that you're reputable already as a partner. Thank you so much for that. And how about you? When it comes to, of course, the speculations around VCs, right? There's also speculations like they're just offering marketing in exchange of the tokens of a project because, it's hurting some projects. And we need to actually address that. I'm a good VC, by the way. I'm a good angel investor. So, of course, value brings first. But what's your take on that? That's the last question, by the way.
Okay. I think now good VC need to help different startups and projects, not with money only. I think they need to help with marketing needs for development needs, advisory, and different stuff for develop the projects. So at our SINOFY fund, we help different projects with PR marketing, with marketing strategies and something like that. So not only for money. And I think it's a key point how to build a good VC.
Thank you. And lastly, of course, before I end my panel, as always, where can we follow you?
So I'm like you, using your advice actually. So I'm very active on social networks, and I also see the value actually of doing marketing, but without actually creating a brand and getting inbound interest actually. So people
No, guys, don't be afraid.
Yes, don't be afraid
to actually be seen on social media. Don't be afraid of other people's opinion, because you'll never know, one great deal can strike for that one post you posted today.
Absolutely. So, and I really want to say, approach people, be proactive. Also, sometimes I see many times is a startup approaches me, and I think it's interesting, and then I never hear from them again in my life, and I'm wondering what happened, why didn't they follow up, because I'm just getting to know them. So, what I really want to say is that the most powerful thing you can have as a startup, as a founder, is your brand. And social media allows you to do that in a scalable way. So use it, abuse it, post, let people, and likewise, as you said, let people get to know you better. So write what you think, share what you think, let people feel your personality a bit, feel your track record, because that will attract them to you as a person.
Thank you. And you, of course?
Yes, I am agree with Anton, because personal brand is one of the main things for building great relations with different people. So I'm agree.
Thank you so much. And lastly, of course, what's your favorite crypto slang?
My favorite crypto at the moment is a stable coin,
No, slang, crypto
A
slang.
crypto slang, actually. I think like when somebody calls you a crypto OG, original gangster. So I think like that's a big compliment. So crypto OG.
Crypto OG. How about you?
I'm agree because I'm from a NFT market.
No, what I mean is just like to the moon. What's your favorite word in the comments?
To the woman.
Wagme.
Oh, 𝐒𝐿𝐬𝐬. Yours
So-
is 𝐒𝐿𝐬𝐬. And
So WAGMI means just we're all gonna eat.
we're all gonna make it. And you is?
When Lambo.
𝐿𝐬𝐬. Okay, thank you so much, guys.